In this video, I'm going to show you how I recover from childbirth. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This is Jean here from Authentic Energy. I'm here to help you become body confident, healthier, and happier with the right wellness strategies so you don't have to stress over dieting, body image, food restrictions, or what other people think of you. If you want weekly tips on how to get your body confident and healthy, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Okay guys, so it's been about 2.5 months since I gave birth to my beautiful son Vincenzo, and I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about like postpartum tips and how I recover from my childbirth. So I decided to do a whole series on postpartum. So today I'm gonna share with you guys what did I do to help my body recover from childbirth. Okay, so there are 3 main things that I did in my first 2 to 3 weeks postpartum that really helped me recover fast. And I'm actually very thankful that my body actually, it feels almost like, you know, pretty much back to pre-pregnancy now. It's all thanks to all the practices I was doing, and a lot of thanks to my doctors and midwives that were there to help me out. Okay, so 3 things that I want everybody to remember. First thing is you have to take good care of your down under. Okay, and the second thing I'm going to be talking about is I'll be briefly covering the nutrition aspect of recovery. Okay, obviously I'll be making a separate video on what I eat in a day and also the postpartum nutrition, a separate video. Okay, and then thirdly, I'll be talking about just your general movement, your posture and the movement. Okay, right. So firstly, how do you take care of your, down under? Okay, all right. So in my experience, after I come home, obviously I had a couple stitches, and just let you guys know that it is very, very common to have tear, a bit of tear down there, and to have stitches. You don't have to feel ashamed or embarrassed about it. It is very common. You know, you're squeezing out a big baby, right? A big human being through your vagina. So, a lot of things can happen. So I myself, I had a couple of stitches, and so when I come home, I could really feel that my down there, the perineum area was very swollen, very inflamed, and it was really painful. So there are a few things that I did every day to help my vagina recover and to help kind of ease the pain. So firstly, every day I did a sitz bath. Okay, for those of you who didn't know about sitz bath, it's basically, it sounds complicated, sounds very exotic, but what essentially it is you basically give your perineum, a nice bath. That's what it is. You sit there instead of like soaking your whole body in the bathtub, but you actually soak your bottom in a tiny little bowl that looks like this. So this is the sitz bath bowl. It's a plastic bowl that I got, which you can get from your local chemist. It's very easy to find it, or you can buy it online. You basically sit this on top of your toilet, okay, your toilet bowl, okay. Make sure you take off the lids and everything. Sit this on top of your toilet, and inside here, fill it with warm water, okay, not too hot because it might burn your ass, okay. So warm water, and also you can buy one of those sitz bath herbal sachets, right? So I got mine from Earth Mama, okay? But you know what? You can actually DIY the herbal bath at home. So you can actually find different recipes or get recommendation from your doctors or midwives, and you can actually get those herbs yourselves and put them in a little tea bag, and then just soak your herbal pack inside warm water here. Okay, soak it in there, and just like how you brew a tea, right? Soak it in there, and basically you prepare your herbal water. Okay, and this is where you soak your perineum, your bottom, in here. So essentially, like every day I will do my sitz bath just once a day. They recommend that you do twice a day for the optimum result, but who's got the time for that, right? So realistically, I will only have time at the end of the night when I settle my baby to sleep, when I've done all the stuff, right? And I will give myself some time to do all my self-care. So I will do it once a day, right? In the evening, I would do it before or after I take my shower. So I'll sit myself in there for about 10 to 10 to 15 minutes. So it's a really good time for you to do some reading or some winding down or some meditation while having your bottom soaked in here. It's a very nice sensation, and the herbal bath here really helps your down under recover faster, and also just to help everything, the tissues and everything heal. Okay, so first thing is the herbal sitz bath. Okay, now the next thing is, now we're very inflamed and in pain every day, right? So I will suggest everyone to wear disposable underwear, okay? Because your body is still discharging the tissue, the blood. You feel like you're having the biggest period in your life, right? And trust me, for me, it lasts about 5 weeks, of course, but not the same kind of flow for the entire 5 weeks. So the first 2 weeks, the flow was relatively more heavy, right? So I would be basically living out of disposable underwear like every day. So I do highly recommend you guys, get yourself a bunch of disposable underwear. You can find a bunch of like cheap ones online or in your local supermarket, right? You don't really have to go and buy the expensive ones. Of course, the mesh ones are great because they're very breathable. And also inside your underwear, actually, you probably wear a very thick pad, right? Like a maxi pad. What really helps your vagina recover and heal is if you can wear what we call the passicle, okay, a cold pad. You can actually just buy your normal maxi pad, and you can use witch hazel, okay, witch hazel and also aloe vera. So put aloe vera gel and witch hazel on top of your maxi pad, right? And after that's done, right, you don't wear it right away. You want to fold it up and put it in your freezer, okay? So you freeze it for, I'll say, overnight, and the next day you take it out, so it's nice and cold, right? It is the best because your perineum is so inflamed, so you need something nice and cold to like soothe it, to ease the pain. So it actually feels amazing. So when you take it out, your passicle, you put it on your disposable underwear and you wear it, it is actually such a nice sensation. Okay, so this is something that I highly recommend, and I have to thank my naturopathic doctor for giving me this recipe, the passicle, remember this. Okay, and also because you're down under still recovering, right? So when you go to the toilet, it really hurts if you want to just do the usual wipe. And if some of you guys have a bidet at home, right, you also have to be very careful with the water pressure because we have a bidet at home, but the water pressure is too much for the perineum area, and I've tried it and it just hurts. So what I recommend you guys is to get a squirt bottle. So depending on where you are, a lot of times your hospital may actually give you one for free to take home. So I got this from my hospital where I delivered the baby, and it's actually amazing. It's a lifesaver, and you basically fill up with warm water, not cold, because cold water really hurts, especially I gave birth in winter, so yeah, cold water will really hurt. So I would say fill up the whole bottle with warm water. Okay, warm water, not hot. Hot will hurt as well. Just warm water, and every time, doesn't matter if you've gone to urinate or do your number 2, right? When you need to clean yourself, instead of wiping, just give it a really nice squirt with warm water, like from down there, right? So after you give it a really nice squirt wash, and you just use the tissue paper to pat yourself. So instead of wiping, just pat. Okay, so gentle patting, and that would really help. And so these are the main things that I do every day to help my down under recover and heal. So in about, I'll say, 2 weeks time, so for me, in my case, 2 weeks time, I actually already start to feel like a lot better. I couldn't feel the wound, the stitching anymore, and the inflammation went away really fast. But of course, the first week is really like the most crucial time, right? So your squirt bottle, your passicle, and your sitz bath, herbal sitz bath, these 3 things really help. Okay, now the next thing I want to talk about is your postpartum nutrition. Okay, eating well is so important. Like all of you guys know that, I'm all about nutrition, right? So when you take care of your body postpartum, a lot of it really comes down to what you feed your body as well. So during your postpartum time, your main focus when it comes to eating is really on recovery, on what kind of food that you can feed your body to help you heal and recover, right? So we're talking about, you know, how much collagen you're having, how much protein you are having, and how nutrient dense your food is. Because if you're eating fast food, if you're like not eating that much, then what happens? You are not having enough energy to take care of your body. Your body doesn't have enough nutrients to, you know, help yourself produce milk. You need to breastfeed, right? Okay, I'm not assuming everybody's breastfeeding, but for those of you who do, you know, breastfeed, who do want to breastfeed, then what you eat, what you feed your body is really important, right? So it's not just about, you know, having the hormones that are doing the job to help your body produce milk, but, you know, having the right type of nutrition in your body can really help you have a really good flow of milk. So having good nutrition that's focusing on healing and recovering your body, but also remember to have nutrient dense food to give yourself the energy so you can take care of your baby, and also to give your body, you know, the right nutrient to produce more breast milk. And then lastly, okay, when it comes to postpartum nutrition, having good hydration, you know, how much water you're drinking, how much soup that you're having, and also how much fiber that you're having is also very important, because having good hydration and good fiber together can really help you have good bowel movement. Okay, I kind of stress how important it is to have good bowel movement after delivering the baby, because a lot of us, if you have been through that, you know that in the first couple of days, you know, after you deliver your baby, you hardly feel like you need to go to the toilet, right? Our whole system is still finding their way back to its normal position. So the whole like gut system is kind of like a little bit out of whack. So it is very normal not to have a bowel movement for a few days. And in my case, I didn't have a bowel movement for the first 2 days, but I was, you know, I was a good student, so I make sure that I drank a lot of water, and also I had a lot of fiber in my diet from lots of, like, you know, fruits and vegetables and different food sources, even supplement, so that I was able to have, like, you know, bowel movement, right? So you don't want to accumulate too much toxin in your body as well. So postpartum nutrition is something that I'm very passionate about. I'll be making a separate video to talk about it, so stay tuned for next week's video. I'll be talking about what I eat in a day in my postpartum phase. Okay, now finally, your postpartum body movements. A lot of you are probably just asking me, like, you know, when are you gonna be talking about how to lose the baby weight, how to lose the baby belly? I'll tell you guys this. In your first 6 weeks postpartum, weight loss and all these things should not be on your mind. Your focus is not on weight loss at least in your first 6 weeks, right? Your first 6 weeks is about really focusing on healing and recovering your body. So don't think about weight loss. Your weight loss will come, okay? And I'll be making a separate video to talk about that very soon in the future. So your body movement, okay, postpartum, basically keep it to the minimum. That is my suggestion, especially if you had a vaginal delivery, right? Your wounds are still healing. I don't recommend doing things like squatting or any kind of like leg openings and leg splitting kind of movement. I've been there. I accidentally did some squat, and oh my god, it hurt so bad. I could literally feel like my stitches were like coming off, right? So try to avoid any kind of squatting, any kind of like leg opening movement. And you know, when it comes to movement, do slow movement, okay? So don't worry too much about yoga stretch or any kind of like big stretches. You can do that after everything, after your swollenness has gone down, after your stitching, your wounds have healed, and all these other symptoms have actually gone away, okay? But just make sure that you're actually, if you can, try to stay still, you know, and stay put, and you know, do take some gentle walks, right? Gentle walks around your neighborhood. My suggestion is don't immediately go into traveling. Don't immediately take like long distance commutes and things like that, right? If you do have to go out and get fresh air and sun, which I highly recommend, don't go too far from your home, right? Just around your home, get some, you know, fresh air and some sun, and do some gentle walks. I knew that I couldn't do big movements because my legs, my feet were so swollen, right? I couldn't even wear my own shoes. I had to borrow my mom's shoes to wear. So when it comes to walking, I could feel that it was actually painful for me because my feet were so swollen. So I'll say just take gentle, slow steps like I did. Okay, and also one more thing I want to mention is your posture. Okay, in your first month, or maybe even the first couple months postpartum, you may still carry yourself, you may still walk as if you're still pregnant, because we spend what, 9-10 months, you know, walking around as if we're pregnant, right? Sticking our belly out and just arching and pushing our body forward. So, you know, it would take some time for you to adjust back to your normal posture. So at first, you know, it is about paying attention to your body. But one thing that I found really helps, right, is actually, if you can, try to do some chest opening movements, because this actually will help you actually relieve a lot of tension from like breastfeeding. Okay, that's one thing, because when we have the baby, we're always hunching forward breastfeeding, right? So do some chest opening movement, right? You can do something as simple as, you know, I like to call the spinal breathing, the spinal breath, right? You can watch this quick video here about this, right? It's very simple to do. You can do it like before you breastfeed or every morning. So the chest opening movement is super important. But also another thing is be aware of your core, right? Because when we're pregnant, you know, we actually lost a lot of the abdominal and the core control because the belly and how much weight we're carrying. And now that, you know, we don't have this load anymore, but our body is sort of like struggling to get back into like our body before we're carrying the load. So it's very important to give your abdomen area a bit of a support, right? So what I found, one thing that really helps is the belly wrap, right? So you can get different types of belly wrap from the market, from online, and I'll recommend the ones that have a bit of like the it's as if it's like a corset, right? But of course you do have to like observe and see what your situation is, right? If you are fine, then, you know, you can actually wear this belly wrap as soon as you come home, or, you know, give yourself, you know, a week or 7 days of rest first, and then you can actually have this belly wrap around your belly that actually really helps your body sort of like reshape and restructure. And personally, I wear this belly wrap because I wanted to you know, try my best to rebuild my core strength, right? And also to rebuild that sort of like central alignment and that central support for my body, so that my body's not always like a spring, you know, spring around. Okay, so I recommend you guys go and try, you know, the belly wrap, okay? And of course, you know, another advantage of having the belly wrap is to help our belly, you know, kind of shrink, right? Because our belly has been stretched due to pregnancy, and now that as our uterus is shrinking, bouncing back, our belly can also shrink, you know, back to a certain extent, okay, to a certain extent. So the belly wrap can really help your belly shrink, just like kind of like helping a balloon shrink, right? So yeah, so basically these are my three tips for recovering from childbirth, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And if you found any values in this video, don't forget to share, comment and like. And of course, you know, if you guys want to work with me, I do have body confidence mastery program that I am actually offering to all of you guys, mainly women. This is a women only program, so you can click on the link in the description below and find out how you can enroll and start working with me. Okay, I look forward to working with a lot of you ladies, and of course mamas or mamas to be. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comment below, or you can connect with me on social. I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Authentic Energy. Okay guys, so lastly, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and take care. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.